All right, so here I'm going to give you another option for doing the problem we did in class that we took like an hour to do. And we came up with this really awesome way to do it, and I'm going to show you another option. So the problem was, just to refresh your memory, we had a parabola, or a quadratic, and it crossed, the x-intercepts were at -6, 0, and at 12, 0, and then we knew the parabola passed through the point 10, -3. So our method last time was to use vertex form. So vertex form is great, although we didn't know the vertex. We knew that it would be somewhere in between our x-intercepts because the parabola is symmetric. And we came up with that the vertex would be right around 3, and then we didn't know the y. So we went through this whole process where we plugged in what we could and then eventually set up a system of equations with these two points that we had, and it was awesome. It was really great, but there's actually an easier way. So I'm going to show you the other way right now. So what we're going to use instead of vertex form, we're going to use factored form. So it's going to y equals a, that's going to be x minus 12 factored form. We almost did this in class except we didn't have the a. Now, what nobody came up with, surprisingly, was that we could just plug in this point here. We have an x and a y, we have x's and y's, and we can solve for a. And then we can write our equation and we're done. So I'm kind of laughing because we took an hour to do this when we could have just done this step. But if we plug in -3 here, plug in 10 for x, we simplify and get a, and you'll see, here I'll show you. Solving for a, we get a equals 3 over 32, which is exactly what we took about, let's see, how many steps is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 5 steps, as opposed to like 5 different problems that we came up with before. So if we want to write our final equation, we could take this, a equals 3 over 32, plug it back up here. And then you would want to check your answer to make sure that that is in fact correct. And after that, I mean, you could write in vertex form, because you could multiply all this out, have it in standard form, and use your x equals -b over 2a, plug that back in, see what the vertex is. Or you could just know that, since we know that it's x is 3, instead of using x equals -b over 2a, you could just plug in 3 and solve for y, for the y coordinate of the vertex. However, I didn't even ask you that. I just asked you for the equation, and that's the equation. You can check that in your calculator, but there's your other option for your problem. And that is all. Have a good day.